What's going on, guys? So we're back out in the garage today. The car sat for a couple of days, let it cure. Today is actually Tuesday. I just decided I was gonna hang out with the wife last night and didn't come out to the garage. So I'm out here today, and now actually I gotta clean a lot because as you can see, there is just stuff everywhere and I can't stand it. I hate working around stuff. I hate digging through piles to find things. It just drives me up the walls. So what I gotta do at this point is I'm gonna clean some miscellaneous stuff up here, get it out of the way, and then I'm gonna finish pulling all the tape and everything off this car. And I'm gonna start putting things back on it. That way I can get my workspace and everything back. And then as soon as I get to that point, then I'm gonna stop and then I'm gonna go look at an oil leak on Mark's car that he wants me to check out while it's still here. And then I'm gonna take it for a rip and we'll see what the tune looks like and if it needs some adjustments. We'll see if a buddy of ours wants to get involved with it or not. And then we can go from there. More than likely he will. But you know, you never know. He could get busy, things happen. But I'm gonna finish cleaning up in here. I'm gonna get this car, I'm gonna get all the masking stuff and the bags and everything taken off of this car, try and stuff some parts back in it so I can get some workspace back. We'll get over to that silver car and then we'll get that taken care of, and then we're gonna get back out here and see what we can start doing with the white one. I still have to flip the brake lines for the staging brake. I haven't done that yet. But what I'm gonna do now is I did find a Bluetooth tool that I forgot I had. What this does is it plugs into the DLC and then it'll let me use the torque app so I can monitor RPM, coolant temp, things like that. And I plugged it into this car yesterday and I swept the throttle and it worked okay. I mean, there was a very, very slight delay, but I think enough that we could definitely work with it. Especially if I set the shift light on it earlier just to compensate for the difference, then I could definitely make use of a cluster. And all I'm gonna do is read coolant temp just to make sure we're up to temperature. It's not like I'm looking at water temp while we're going down the track or when I get to the other side. I really only look at it when the fans come on just to make sure that we're not overheating or anything, but usually the car don't. I mean, even on ethanol in the staging lanes, we usually stayed right around 190, 195 degrees, and that's with a 180 stat, and 195 is the hottest it would actually get. Now, with the 180 stat in the car, I do have the fans come on at 195 and 205, so even if it did get that hot, the fans might come on and bring it back down right away. It never lasts. But I'm gonna try and plug this into my black car, and I'm gonna take it for a ride and see how it works with my phone. And I have my tablet charging, and I'll end up trying that later just to see if the connection's any different. I'm hoping it's not. It is an Android system, so everything should be about the same. Unless the tablet's just older and slower, I guess that could be a possibility. But I'm gonna try it and see what happens. If it works, then I'm gonna put a tablet in the car here for the cluster, and if it don't, then I'll buy a tack. I do have a tack driver, so either way I go, kind of ready for it. I either just got to buy the tack and install it with the tack driver, or I'll put the tablet in this car and then I'll use the tack driver on this one to reference the window switch that for the nitro system that we put in it. So either way, that part's gonna get used. I just don't know which car is gonna get it first, and then if I use it on the white one, I'll just have to buy a second one for the blue car. But like I said, guys, I gotta get all this stuff cleaned up before I lose my mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get all this stuff taken care of, and then we'll get back to playing with the blue in here, and then we'll start working on that silver car, take it for a rip, we'll see what the tune looks like, and I'll send a file to our buddy to see if he wants to mess with it or not. See what he thinks, if there's any hiccups or it looks kind of weird or there's a change he might want to make with it, and then we'll see if he wants to do that, and then we'll have to try and figure that out. Also, I got the nuts for my control arms that I'm not going to use anymore. So the jam nuts from Summit did show up last week, and I also got a box from Turbo Bay. So let's take this box, and I actually don't want to wait because I want to open this one. And this box did show up yesterday, but I waited until I got out here so I could show you guys this while I opened it. This turbo it's his stage, well, it's his V2, and it's got a little bit of a rework to it. Now the difference with this one is it has a prototype compressor wheel. So we're gonna try this one out, and there are a couple guys that have it. I believe I seen one, or I believe Travis ordered one, and I think James from XI Tuning has the same turbo. Now I guess I'm assuming on Travis's, I'm not 100% sure, because I did see a post yesterday where he was talking about it and he thought it was a one-of-one setup. So I don't know if maybe Matt's working on something else that I haven't heard about yet, but I do know that this turbo here is in fact the same turbo that James at XI Tuning is using when he puts his car together. So let's get this guy out of here and get a peek. More boxes and parts to have laying around, but this actually should be the last part I need to put this blue in here together without the nitrous for now. And then once I get a good transmission in it, we can worry about putting nitrous on and turning it all up and everything. But Let's get this one opened up here real quick. Well, ain't that some shit? Son of a bitch. Well, compressor cover's damaged. Don't know if I'll be able to fix it. I might have to just ride with it. I guess I'll send him a picture and see what he wants to do with it. So I don't know if it's going to cause me an issue or not, and I'd hate to run it and damage something, but it got smashed over in shipping. New center housing. It's got his 9-blade prototype compressor wheel he's playing with. Well, I don't think it'll cause me any problems. I think it'll be okay. But yeah, so this is awesome, guys. So we got our new turbo. Can't wait to put this guy to use. Damn it. This sucks, guys. Talk about being really excited and then really bummed at the same time. Oh well. If I have to send him another cover and get it machined because that one's too damaged, then I guess that's what I'll do. I really don't want to, but I was hoping I'd have been able to just stick it right in the car. I don't think it'll be a problem though. It's not bent where it's going to hit the wheel. It's just at the end where the intake slips over at that lip, and I mean it's maybe only a ½ inch in, so we should be okay. At least I hope we're okay. Also, I forgot. Hold the trunk with my shoulder here. And my Lexan also showed up Saturday right before we started painting, and I didn't put that in the video because I didn't think it wasn't really super relevant to that car, and that's kind of what the video was that car and the Supra. But yeah, so it's smoked. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's got that nice black color to it. 80% dark, I think, or something like that. Like pretty much like 20% tint, maybe a little darker. So that should work out pretty nice. But yeah, I'm gonna get all this stuff cleaned up. Try and get some of this car put together here, get some of these parts out of my way, and we're going to start moving forward with the rest of the night. So now that I got the Lexan, I can get all 4 windows cut for the white car here, and we'll get them finally installed. And then I would be able to actually let it sit outside for a little while, as long as it wasn't going to rain. If it rains, then we got to get it in. But otherwise, if I need shop space, I can at least get those guys cut, and then I can get this car outside if that's the case, because this one's going back up on jack stands. And when it goes on jack stands, I do not want to take it off again until it runs. That's the goal for this one. I need to put it on stands, and the next time that it comes down off those jack stands, it's going to run, and it's getting ready to go for a test drive and then an alignment shortly after that. So this one's moving forward. I did pay for a race day at Ubley. Underground Car Meet is going to have a weekend at the end of August where they're doing slick tire cars only on Saturday and then all tires on Sunday. So what I was hoping is if I can have both of these cars done, I would take that car for the slick tire day, and then this one we would race on Sunday on the all tire day. But I would still race it on slick. I don't ever want to put either of these cars on the racetrack without a radial or a slick. There's just no point. The road tire doesn't 60 foot good. It's hard on the drive line. The car is going to be slower. There's really no point. I'm not going to wear out a road tire just so I can go down the racetrack when I actually have tires that are made for it. So if this one's not done, then I won't race it on Saturday. I'm hoping it is done, because it's the only issue for me is going to be able to get the braking miles on this one because it's not plated, and then I got to get it up, get an alignment, get it balanced, get the cage done, and then get it tuned, and then we're looking for the racetrack. So if all that stuff can happen here within the next 6 weeks, we're in a good spot. With this car, I'm not as close as that one, but I feel like this one would be a lot easier because it is plated, it is insured. It's something I could put a turbo on, drive around the block, make sure that, put it through heat cycle, make sure we got no leaks, no smoke, take it around the block, make sure everything's cool, bring it back in, and then drain the oil off, and we'll put good oil back in. And then I can go up, get the alignment done, and at that point, we'll probably have 50 miles on the car. And then I could just take it off to my buddy Josh's one day, and then we can just find a detour on the way home or something to get the braking miles on the car. So with this one, because it's plated, I could put those 200 miles on in one day. That would be really easy. Would not be a problem for me as long as we had the alignment and everything else was ready. So like I said, I'm gonna move it forward with this car a little bit, and then I'm gonna get to a point with this one, and then we're gonna come back to this one. And I really need to focus to get this one done. I really want to race this one. If this one's not ready, like I said, I'm gonna race this one both days. If they're both ready, then I'll race this one Saturday and this one on Sunday, and we'll play all that by ear. But I do have my spot set in, so let me get this stuff taken care of here in the shop, and then I'll start stuffing some parts back in this one. We'll go out and we'll see what's going on with the oil leak on the silver car, and then we'll take you guys with us for a rip in the car. We'll see what the tune looks like, and then we'll see what else Mark wants to do while I got the car here. So let me get some shop space back here, and then we'll get back to actually working on cars. Okay, so I text Matt the picture of the inlet on the turbo, and he got back with me and said that shouldn't affect anything. And he actually recommended that I don't try to swedge it. There's a good chance it would crack, and that would just destroy the cover. And then I would really need another one. So we're just gonna put the car together the way it is. He says it won't affect anything. I believe him. I mean, this guy builds them every day. So if it would have been an issue, he'd have been like, hey, you know, send that back to me right now. We'll get another one. We'll get it. I'll get another cover. We'll get it cut, make sure it fits, and then I'll get it back to you. So yeah, whew, we dodged a bullet on that one. So you're on my shit list, USPS. You guys better take care of my parts. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, they have been pretty good. I don't think I've ever really had an issue with USPS, just with a delay of shipping parts, but that's during the shutdown. So there's really not much I can say about it that would justify it. Just unfortunate timing. So, but yeah, with that cover, we should be good. So Matt gave me the green light. We're gonna run with it. I'm gonna stick it in the car, and we'll see what kind of jam we can make. So back to cleaning. Well, didn't get a chance to get out there and work on Mark's car, so that's going to be the first thing we do tomorrow. But now that I know where all my tools are and everything, I don't have to worry about coming out here and digging through a pile of stuff to try and find it. And that was really the goal today, was to get the garage cleaned up. And then by the time I started getting it cleaned up and parts going into the blue car here, it was getting dark, and I was like, you know what? It's not worth me trying to take somebody else's car out at night and rip on it. In case a deer comes out or something, would be a bad deal. Gear set's in, we got fluid, everything else is ready otherwise, so the car should definitely be able to handle some power. Being a 500 horsepower big turbo car, it probably only makes somewhere in the neighborhood of 450, maybe 500 foot-pounds of torque. So he'll be able to drive it, not have to worry about breaking the input shaft at least. As far as third and fourth gear, if he decides to start turning it up, that may be a problem, but he's aware of that at that point. So I did get just about everything put back in this car here. I do want to clean the hood brackets up. So I mean, they're not too bad. They're just kind of dirty down here on the bottoms. So I'm gonna wipe these guys down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put them back in the car. And then once I get those in, then I can actually mount the cowl and get the wiper arms and everything back on it. But otherwise, everything but the fuel pressure regulator that I had in it is in under the hood. It looks super good with all these parts in here filling it in. We're just gonna keep rocking, see what all we can get done throughout this week here. And then hopefully Mark's car is nothing too crazy, and then I can get back to these guys and start focusing some time on getting these things done. I'm gonna wrap this one up for the night, guys. I'm gonna go inside, get cleaned up, head to bed. Wake up, we'll get to work tomorrow, and then as soon as we're done with work tomorrow, we'll get back out here and get after some of these cars again. So thanks for checking me out today, guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out our Instagram, check out our Facebook. You guys have yourself a good one. Stay safe, and we will see you at the track. Thanks.